Welcome to the lovely Sports Focus. I am your host, John McNeil. Once again, Black Macintosh is on assignment. Mr. Sybil.
What's happening?
All right, now let's get right to the nitty gritty. Super Bowl 49 is on the docket for this show. We got some other things to talk about, but that's the crux. Super Bowl 49. Now, you just admitted that you didn't really watch the whole game. You just sort of...
It was enough stuff going through the Facebook feeds and Twitter and everything that I didn't have to watch. You
just saw it right there.
Until the last part when someone sat there and I saw WTF. And I was like, well, what happened?
Exactly.
Something bad must have happened. And
we going to get to that. Now, but first, I've been talking on my show since the very beginning. Charles Haley finally made it in the Hall of Fame.
About time.
You know, Kurt Warner didn't get in.
Bettis
got in.
Ahead of Warner.
Tim Brown got in.
Finally.
But Mr. Haley, 5-time Super Bowl champion.
Only man with 5.
Only one with 5. We'll talk about the other guy that could possibly get 5 later. Also in news, Mr. Manziel, Johnny Football, entered a treatment facility. Like we didn't know that already. And also on that front with the Cleveland Browns, they are a mess. You talk about mistake on the late Cleveland Browns is that. Josh Gordon has already been suspended for the 2015 season.
Fell in the drug test already.
Alcohol was his big
in the off
choice.
season. You're off, bro. You're off and you still get
You know you're hot. Let this be a lesson to all you young people out there that has a beautiful opportunity to achieve something. And the light is on you. But you know what? That alcohol, that weed, or whatever you doing.
Stop hanging around with those people who influence you to do the things that you're not supposed
Because
to
they
do.
said the young man was good when he's on the field, but of course he's off the field. Things happen. Unlike the next person we're going to talk about, Mr. Sapp. Mr. Warren Sapp during Super Bowl. Now this was Monday. The day after the Super Bowl, he gets charged with solicitation of prostitution
and assault
of 2 women.
Smack it up, flip it,
You know,
rub it down. No.
Now was this now for the people that seen the movie? Was this a scene out of Top 5? Did the brother try to create Top 5? That's all I got to say on that. Mr. Sapp, Mr. Hall of Famer, shame on you.
Well, you shouldn't be in the hall in the first place.
You shouldn't be in the hall in the first place. Let's keep that real.
Oh, my goodness.
Top 5. Are you trying to recreate Top 5, Mr. Sapp? Now, for the people that seen the film, that's the Chris Rock film, Top 5, with Cedric the Entertainer. You'll know what I am talking about. Now, if you can hit me on an email and let me know, and I will mention you, because that Mr. Sapp tried to do that, and there was a disagreement over money, and they wasn't having it, and he had to smack him around, and some minor injuries, but Top 5, Warren Sapp.
Now, thought it was Ike Turner.
Yeah, Ike Turner Jr. Now, since you didn't see the Super Bowl, as far as the commercials and all that, I would just like to say they sucked.
I heard that too.
Yeah, they was totally inappropriate. Some of them was. You know, I felt the Victoria's Secret one was very inappropriate because there's young children watching. And
after they finished raising saying about Janet Jackson and the booty.
Yeah, isn't that something? But mistake, they're up there showing half-naked women on the TV. I find that very inappropriate. But there was one commercial that I liked, the Budweiser commercial. Had the little dog and the Clydesdales. It was the best commercial of the whole 4 hours we was sitting there watching the TV.
Wow.
Yes.
I gotta check that out.
Check that out. It was the best commercial order. There was also one about the Fiat and but that one, the Budweiser, was the best. But other than that, the commercial sucked.
With a capital S.
With a capital S. UCK. Sucked. Okay. Let's get to the big game itself. Super Bowl 49. What else could you say? Now, you was on social media, basically watching it. I was watching the game. Started off slow, and then it seemed like you had to get to that fourth quarter for that excitement to happen.
Right.
Because at that time, the Seahawks had a 10-point lead.
Going into the fourth.
And I know for me, I'm sitting there like the game is theirs because you know what? They are the defending Super Bowl champions. Right. They have that defense.
Right.
And then it happens.
Exactly.
Pete Carroll decides to, now, from what you heard, is it his call? Is it the offensive coordinator's call? Did they kill the play at the line of scrimmage and Russell Wilson switch out of the play?
From what I heard, and I may be wrong, but what I've heard was Pete Carroll threw Wilson under the bus and said, no, he changed the play at the line.
Basically did a Jason Garrett and threw Romo under the bus like that.
There you go.
That time.
They put a Garrett Romo and changed the play with second and one. You throw the ball instead of giving it to the best back in the league and just let him pound it in for one.
Now for the people that need to get their mind right on this now, it's 2nd and 1 with 40 seconds left.
Right.
They're down by 4. They need the touchdown. Now, at that time, Beast Mode got them down there, ran like 5 yards.
Right.
Now, they're in hurry up. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. You hit them again.
That's right.
Now, you had a timeout. And that's the thing that's sticking in my gut.
That's right.
That, and it's the crazy thing about it is we're talking more about that mistake than the Patriots and their victory, which is kind of strange because this team, the Patriots, they did win the game, but we're talking about the Seahawks.
They didn't win the game. The game was handed to them.
The game was handed to them,
and that's exactly.
Now, what is the theory? Now, you have a theory on that. Now, would you like to digress?
As I was explaining before, and a lot of people are going to get upset about this, but you know what?
This is Kevin Civil's opinion.
I don't care.
Break it down.
Right before the Super Bowl started, they reported that supposedly, well, let's back up a little bit. Deflategate. I said that so they want to find a scapegoat, somebody they can blame it on so they can move on. They found someone. But when the people wasn't believing it, how did that, he wasn't going to touch those balls without permission, blah, blah, blah. So right before the Super Bowl, another report came out. Well, it was, the report was wrong. Out of the 12 balls, only one was way deflated, while the other 10 was slightly under. I'm like, wait, you go from 11 out of 12 implayable balls, and all of a sudden only one. So you mean the other 11 were playable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when the Colts was asking you what was going on, the referee told them, well, we're trying to find a playable ball, and all those balls they got thrown in weren't playable. So now you're going to, they were slightly under, 10 was slightly under, 1 was way under, and 1 was good. Get out of Dodge, man.
So how do you think that affected this outcome of this game?
The game was given to them. They played a good game. I like the comeback. As I was reading, they say that Brady marched down the field and got the lead again.
Brady
and everything
did.
else, which I fall back on. I said everybody's so worried about that last play. No one mentioned that the so-called Legion of Boom had a 10-point lead and couldn't sustain it.
They couldn't hold it. What Legion of Boom is there? Now, speaking of Pete Carroll and that Legion of Boom, where do you think the psyche of this defense is? Because Richard Sherman, he had a calf about to drop any minute. What do you think that happens to him? Because this is the that's who they are, and they let them right down the field and take that lead.
Right, and then but vice versa. The Patriots let them march right down the field, but
the Patriots is not known for the defense. Now, how I looked at
don't say that too a lot because remember Belichick was supposed to be a defensive mastermind.
Nope, but they got Brady. Remember, you got Brady, you got that offense, and you got throwing all over the place. Now, speaking on Mr. Brady, I came to the conclusion that Tom Ray Nathan Brady. Tom Brady,
Ray Nathan,
4 Super Bowls, took 11 years off and went to 2 during that span. 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP. He tied Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw for the most Super Bowl victories. In the Super Bowl era, I'm going to say Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time.
No.
You say no.
No. Greatest quarterbacks of all time are undefeated in the big game.
Aikman,
Bradshaw,
and Montana.
Undefeated. Anytime they get to the big show, they win it.
Now, mind you, Aikman went to 3, Montana went to 4, and Bradshaw went to 4. Brady went to 6.
Yeah, he went to 6, but you lost 2 against the same team. And remember, Belichick's, they always say, well, Belichick never loses to the same team twice, and this blah, 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 blah.
But he lost.
And Eli put him to work twice.
Now, having said that, now, this is my argument with saying that Tom Brady is the greatest. Tom Brady, on this current Super Bowl team that just won Super Bowl 49, who's a Hall of Famer on this team besides Tom Brady?
Nobody.
Okay, the 07 team, I guess, the 2 that lost to the Giants, you had Randy Moss. Current, I would say, I would give Gronk, if he keeps playing the way he is,
Right.
Hall of Fame.
Right.
Other than that, who he got? On the 3 teams that won, who's Hall of Famer? McGinnis, maybe? I heard
Ty Law?
Wilfork.
Ty Law?
I heard Ty Law. He's been on the Hall of Fame ballot. Hasn't made it. Okay, now let's run down Montana. Who's Hall of Fame on those Super Bowl teams?
But you know what? I'm going to hit you with the same
Okay,
argument.
who's the Hall of Famers?
No.
Who's the Hall of Fame with Bradshaw?
Let's
Who's
back
the
up.
Hall of Fame with Aikman?
Now let's back up.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Back it up.
All these guys played to become Hall of Famers. They just didn't come into the league as Hall of Famers. They had to work to become Hall of Famers. But if your coach rotate people in and out because he feels like which is the Jimmy Johnson way of thinking, keep them young, keep them fresh, then get them out your hair when you think they're no more good to you.
Yeah.
Then you have what you have. But remember what Roger Staubach said upon his retirement from Dallas. The system makes the quarterback. It ain't the quarterback makes the system.
My thing with that is, if you have a quarterback like a Brady, you have a quarterback like Joe Montana. Joe Montana had the coach, had the good offensive line, running back, wide receiver. He had the greatest player of all time in Jerry Rice. That is not even up for debate, unlike the other positions. Had good tight end. The defense, at 1 year, you had 3 out of the 4 in the Pro Bowl. You had Ronnie Lott. My question, how can Montana mess that up? How can Bradshaw mess that up? How?
I put it this
How
way.
can Aikman mess that up?
I put it this way. Remember when Brady went down?
Yeah.
Patriots still were 11-5.
Did they go to the Super Bowl?
But they were still 11-5.
Did they even make the playoffs?
Yeah, no, I think they
didn't make the playoffs.
But they were 11-5. The system.
So if
But
Brady,
you took out Bradshaw out of the Steelers during that time. No. You took Montana out of San Francisco during that time. No. It took Steve Young a while to even get his footing.
Yeah.
You took Aikman out. No, won't go happen.
So you're saying the system is more than the quarterback.
Roger Staubach said it the best.
What does that say about
Believe
Belichick?
in the system and the system works.
So
he has a great system.
So what does that say about Bill Belichick?
He's one of the greatest coaches. He's one of the greatest
Is he the top 2, 1?
I put him in the top 5.
Top 5?
I put him top 5. The only reason why I can't put him at the top 1 because not being biased, Tom Landry built the defense and built the offense to beat the defense that he creates.
But isn't it a testament to Bill Belichick?
Yes.
Since 2001, this man has winning seasons,
and
Super Bowls.
Everybody keep forgetting he was turning Cleveland around before they went to Baltimore.
Before they pulled the plug.
So I'm not mad at Belichick because the man knows what he's doing. Maybe cheating along the way. Maybe cheating along the way, but the man knows what he's doing. So it's the system, not the quarterback.
Well, you know what? If it's going to be the system, then Tom Brady is the greatest system manager of all time. And folks, that's all the time I have for you. Thank you once again, Mr. Civil. Peace.